Each week we like to do something called a community moment. It's an opportunity for a member of our own community to share with us something they've been thinking about, maybe a book they've read. Really there's no limit on what you can talk about with a community moment. If you're interested in doing your own community moment, please talk to Mike, who holds on to the schedule for those. This week's presenter is no stranger to community moments, our good friend, longtime member of the community, Kana.
You're probably all thinking this is a TED Talk. Not. TED is Technology, Entertainment, and Design, a series of wonderful lectures on the web. It's also the name of a certain profane movie star teddy bear. This is neither. Actually, for the purposes of this community moment, TED stands for Turtle Excluder Device. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, what do I do with it? Okay. I go to an event in Galveston, usually the second weekend of April every year, called Featherfest, and it's a series of workshops and field trips. And a fascinating field trip that I went on last April was to the National Marine Fisheries Galveston Laboratory, better known as the Turtle Barn. That's what people know it as. It's a NOAA facility. It's the only facility in the world doing research on saving turtles and other creatures, for example, albatrosses, from the perils of commercial fishing. We lose about 40,000 turtles a year in the Gulf of Mexico to shrimp nets and something called a long line, and I have a photo of those. Part of the purpose of the lab is to watch species for decimation, whether that be oil spills or predators or diseases. This facility is very hard to get into. It's so secure, you begin to wonder if they're not doing something evil in there, but they're not. They're saving turtles. So the only time you can get in, if you're a regular person like us, is to attend the guided tours that they give only on Thursday afternoon and only by reservation. But it's a great 1 hour and a half trip for families. It's very family oriented. And I'll show you some pictures from inside the barn in a minute. After Ike, Homeland Security determined that the whole facility needs to be fenced in. Still not sure why, but they made up the rules, so. Oops. Okay. All right. There are 7 species of sea turtles worldwide, 5 of which are found in the Gulf of Mexico. Difference between a sea turtle and a land turtle, as you can see, sea turtles have flippers, land turtles have claws. And as I mentioned before, there's quite a decimation rate due to shrimp nets. There's a delay on this. Okay, this is a shrimp net. So we have a shrimp boat, and these are the nets, and the shrimp go in here, and they get down to the end, and they can't get out. The problem is turtles can't get out either, and they drown. So this has been a problem, and actually the idea of the turtle excluder device came up from a fisherman. And he didn't design it, it was designed at this lab, but that's where the idea came from. The other problem, in addition to the shrimp nets, is something called a long line. And as you can see, this comes off the back of a boat, and there's these long lines that go down towards the bottom, and they have hooks on them. Anything that gets in those hooks is done for. So if it happens to be a turtle, they're going to drown. So part of the ongoing research at this site in Galveston is what to do about that. Haven't solved it yet. Okay, so everything focuses on this. This is a trawler. You saw the picture before. And this is, the boat would be here, and the shrimp, and unfortunately the turtles go in here. I'm sorry, wrong way. Okay, this is the shrimp path. And what the tent itself is a grate. So there are holes in here big enough for the shrimp, but not for the turtles. So the turtles can simply turn around and go back out the way they came. So that's what was designed at this NOAA lab. That's a sea turtle in its natural environment. In the turtle barn at the NOAA facility are a series of, they look like bins to me, but they're not called bins. And in there are turtles that they're using, they're raising the turtles, but they're using them to design the devices to stop the decimation of the turtles. That's a 2-year-old. That's a picture I took. That's a 1-year-old. All the turtles that they use at this site are all loggerhead turtles because they're fairly plentiful. There's plenty of Kemp's Ridley turtles in the Gulf, but they're threatened, so they don't use those. Okay, this is the barn. This is where most of the tour takes place, and you can see here all these containers that are used to hold the turtles. In case you're interested, it's always 85 degrees in there, because that's what the turtles like. Can't argue with the turtles. So you can see, you pretty much get free rein in there. The docent will tell you not to put your fingers in the bins, for obvious reasons. Oh yeah, they call these things raceways. I don't know why. What really blew me away is they're cleaned daily. So every single day they reduce the water level down to minimal, clean the thing out, and fill it back up again. Whatever the turtles need is what they get, I guess, huh? Okay, so what happens with the turtles? The turtles originally come from Melbourne, Florida, which is on the East Coast, and the water is particularly clear there. And so this cycle of turtle capture, testing, etc., starts in Melbourne, Florida, and the hatchlings go from Melbourne to Galveston. They're raised until they're 2 years old in Galveston. The next release is in about a month. They're going back to Melbourne, going to be released. Before that, however, there is one other NOAA testing site. It's in Panama City, Florida, which is on the Florida Panhandle. Some of you may know that. So before the turtles go to Melbourne after they're 2 years old, they go to a NOAA facility in Panama City where they actually test the devices that were developed in Galveston. In order for a device to be TED certified, turtles have to get out in 5 minutes. 20 minutes they drown. I don't know where the 5 minutes came from, but that's what they consider to be success. If the turtle can escape in 5 minutes, it's a good device. So, if you visit the turtle barn in Galveston, depending on when you go, all the turtles are either hatchlings, 1-year-olds, or 2-year-olds. If you go this July or August, you won't see any 2-year-olds. They're off to Panama or Melbourne. You'll see hatchlings and 1-year-olds. Kids will have fun in any case. Okay, so if you Google this, you can just Google Sea Turtle Tour. As I said, it's only open to the public on Thursday and only by reservation. There are 350 to 400 loggerhead turtles at various stages of development in the facility, and This is the website. But if you just Google Turtle Barn Galveston, you'll see lots of pictures. Okay, there's one other thing going on in the Turtle Barn. It's a hospital, and there's a whole lot of very dedicated people in Galveston. And when somebody calls them up at 3 o'clock in the morning and says, "We got a turtle that is sick or injured," they'll go out and bring it into this other building, separate from the Turtle Barn, for care. Here's the good part. A lot of you went to the Houston Zoo a few weeks ago, yeah? Was there a sort of an expedition to the Houston Zoo? Well, the chief veterinarian at the Houston Zoo is Dr. Joe Flanagan. He's been going down to this facility for 30 years on his own dime to take care of the turtles. Now, some of the turtles cannot be cared for or investigated simply by Dr. Joe Flanagan coming down to visit, so they bring them back to the Houston Zoo, where they have x-rays and sonograms and all that kind of good stuff to find out what's really wrong with the turtle. Turtles, by the way, are pretty tough. Okay, these are a couple of pictures that I took. I don't know how well they came out. But in the back of the Turtle Barn is a shrimp net. And I couldn't get it all on one picture, but it's laid out there in the lawn so you can see exactly what the boats are towing behind them. So this is one end of the shrimp net. And this lady is Susan Lewis. She's a docent. She gives a lot of the tours. She's really nice. She was a big help to me. I called her up a few times for more information so I could put this together. But this is actually the TED, the turtle excluder device, that actually traps the turtles and keeps them from going through into the business end of the net. Okay. Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they mention how much compliance there is with the existing rules, laws, with the TEDs?
Which laws?
Okay.
I understand.
Are there rules in place already that tell the fisher persons to use?
No.
I thought there were. Wow.
No, it's been suggested,
Oh,
but as far as I know, there's nothing to force the fishermen to do this. Yeah.
But hey, Luke, actually, I'm sorry, we don't have any more time for questions.
Okay.
You're going to be around at lunch?
Yeah, I have 2 announcements. Do you want to do those now?
Yeah. So Luke's
Okay.
going to be around during the coffee break. He'll also be around at lunch. You can ask him your questions now, but let's go ahead and go into announcements. Thank you so much. Let's give Lou a hand. What a concept, huh? Government-sponsored healthcare.